foi eleita como jogadora do ano da Liga BPI pelos treinadores e capitães de equipa no prémio atribuído pelo 00. Portanto, é o 00 que está em Alcochete para entrevistar a Olivia Smith do Sporting. Olivia, thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
For a little talk. And right from the beginning, you were named the Player of the Year of Liga BPI by the coaches and team captains. So how does that feel to win this award?
Feels amazing, knowing that it's only my first season here. I didn't really have many high expectations for my first ever season. You know, it's very fresh, but I'm very honored to receive this award.
And how do you feel in this context? Because as you said, this is your first season here in Portugal, here in Sporting. How did you feel in this year?
I felt amazing. I mean, obviously coming in, it was a little rough, just trying to adapt and everything, but I feel like as soon as I got to where my feet were comfortable kind of and finally hit where I wanted to be, I was kind of cruising then.
And in terms of life, basically you had to go through a big change because you were in North America and you came to Portugal. How did it happen? When did Sporting came and appeared? And what were the big changes in your life besides moving to a completely new country?
Honestly, it was a miracle, to be honest. Being at school in North America, I wasn't even really playing at the time. And I was talking with my parents, deciding I don't know if I want to be playing in college anymore. I feel like I'm ready to go pro. And at the same time, there weren't many options for me either. But a miracle happened, and the scout here scouted me and took a chance on me. And I'm here, and it was a big change for me and my family, moving all the way across, the world, kind of, 8 hours away by flight. And I think it was the best decision I could have made.
And with this change, what did you feel in those first days coming to Lisbon? Like the players, the colleagues that you have now. How was the approach? How did you feel in those first days?
Definitely very nervous. It's a whole different language, country, something I'm not used to, but my teammates, staff, everybody, even the people here just in Lisbon, Portugal are amazing and very comforting, and they kind of introduced me to their family, which is very nice, and I managed to get very comfortable here as well.
And you made this change. You came here right after the World Cup. Sporting announced you're coming basically in the World Cup. So basically my question is like, how different is football from that reality in college to here to Liga BP?
It's completely different, and I think it also has to do with the country. It's just so much more passion here, and I think that's something I was looking for, was to find more of my love for football again, just because in North America, again, I wasn't playing, suffered a lot of personal issues as well. So coming here, I was able to find that passion and love for the game again. So I'd say there is right now a big difference, at least for me, and I'm very glad that I'm here.
And in those differences that you mentioned between college and here in Portugal, in game, what are those major differences that you encounter?
Definitely the technical ability and the IQ. I think the game here was a lot faster in terms of thinking and everything, and I think that's something that I definitely need to work on in my game, and I managed to do that with the staff. They're amazing. A lot of game footage. I feel like I've grown a lot here within this past season.
This is also your first senior football experience, so I don't have it in my mind exactly, but at least almost 30 games here in your first season as a pro footballer. What does it feel to you? How do you feel about it? Because you told us that those personal issues back in America. So how do you feel after this long season?
Gosh, I feel amazing. Obviously, it's my first time playing throughout a full year. Typically, it's just a couple months. Definitely took a toll on the body, but I'm looking forward to doing this for another couple more years, and I absolutely enjoyed my experience here.
And after this year, Sporting didn't win any trophies, but you got the second place and the qualifying for the UEFA Women's Champions League. I heard that is a big dream of yours to play in the Champions League. So how do you feel getting to, in the next year, play in a stage like that?
I'm so excited, and I mean, I feel like our team is more than ready for this. Obviously, this year was more unlucky than anything else. I feel like we played well for a majority of it, and, you know, things happen. We controlled what we could have controlled in the end game, and I'm very excited. We have a great team going into next year, and we're very focused, so.
Making a little comparison between the World Cup and the Champions League, I know that they're a big difference, but being in the World Cup so young with Canada, how did that make you feel? Basically, you debuted as 15?
Yeah.
So among those old and experienced players like Christine Sinclair, how did that make you feel back then?
I'll be honest, it was a lot of pressure, obviously being one of the youngest player and then not being called in for 4 years, and then another miracle happening, me getting called into the final squad for the World Cup. So honestly, more proud of myself than anything for coming how far I've come already, and obviously there's still a lot more to go, especially with Olympics coming up as well, which I'm very looking forward to. But yeah, it's just a lot of hard work and just very proud of where I've come.
Being in the World Cup for the first time so young and play with a huge crowd in Australia, how did that make you feel?
Obviously very nervous. I love playing in front of crowds, don't get me wrong, but you know, knowing that everybody almost in the world is watching you is a lot of pressure, of course, but as soon as I step onto the field, that kind of all goes away. Just focus on the ball and the goal and the opponent, and that's it. But again, I loved every minute of the experience.
And then in Champions League for the next year, basically it would be the same in a club context, but what do you expect from that as well?
Honestly, I think I expect a lot. I'm very excited, especially for this team. I think it'll be new to some players. Obviously, we have a great range of players as well, so some of the younger girls will get to experience that as well, maybe if they haven't yet. And yeah, I just look forward to experiencing with this team, and yeah.
For one last question for this club context, in a squad full of Portuguese players, the ones that are from North America, like Hannah Sivert and some, did that make you feel a little more comfortable knowing that there is someone that can understand your context, but the local context in Portugal as well?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, for example, me and Hannah, we both played in the United States, so we had a similar experience there. And then obviously, like, Andrea and Jacinta speaks English. Yeah. So that's nice also to have a couple of people who understand and can speak to frequently. But again, I'm taking classes as well here, so I'm able to kind of learn from others and stuff like that to have a conversation with the rest of my
off the record, we talked a little bit, and I asked you, what words do you know in Portuguese already? And I wanted, if you can do it, to do it in front of the camera, because I really liked it.
Okay, thank you.
So it is.
I can give you maybe 1 or 2 words. Obviously, I know hola and obrigada. I can ask for a coffee. Eu quero café grande.
It's really nice.
That's okay?
I heard a little bit about arroz and frango.
Arroz and frango.
I guess it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
I guess it's pretty nice. Here in Portugal, you don't need it much, to be honest.
I know.
But expectations for the next year?
You mean expectations for our team?
For the team, for you, globally.
For next year, I'm just looking to build on what we did this year. Obviously, I want to win trophies this time come next year. And I think we have all the capability to do so as long as we stay focused and everything for the whole year.
To end this little chat, we brought you a poster with your numbers, and 18 games, 13 goals, and 9 assists, being the best player in the league. And I wanted to ask you something. You can hold it. I wanted to ask you something about this photo in specific. That's a celebration. That's your celebration. And we wanted to ask you, what does it mean?
So this celebration is something I've been doing with my dad ever since I started playing, and essentially it's called a dead eye. Okay. So kind of like anytime the ball goes in the net, that's just, that's the target, that's the goal. So then we just do one of these to each other. If he's in the stands or wherever he is, I'll do it to the camera or whatever. And yeah, since I was young, we've been doing this.
Olivia, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
E aqui fica a nossa pequena conversa com a Olivia Smith, a melhor jogadora da Liga B para ir para o 0-0, escolhida pelos treinadores e capitães de equipa da Liga.